Redux in React. So what is mean by Redux? Okay, so Redux is nothing but the centralized way to manage the states. Okay, so you may have the question. In previous lecture we have seen the context API, okay, which is also does the same thing, right? But there are some cases where like a context API is like a complicated. Okay, so like complicated in the sense, if we have the like a complex state management system kind of thing, or like we have the large scale application. Okay, so or if you want to maintain the state as a like a at a like a centralized way kind of thing, then the Redux is the useful thing. Okay, in the context API, like we can create a multiple context. Okay, but in Redux it is like recommended to have a like a single store. Okay, or single like a container kind of thing, where we can have the all the state related data. Okay, so now the like what are the like steps to use this Redux? Let's say if I have the application and I want to use the Redux, so what are the things we have to follow? Okay, so let's say one by one. So first of all guys, I will explain by the theory. Okay, so I will try to cover everything in the theory first. Okay, so that when I will start the practical, okay, then you will not get a like a surprise or like shock what I am doing. Okay, so make sure the guys like you carefully listen this video or go through this video for the theory. Okay, so first one is like what we have to do. So we have to install some we have to install some packages. Okay, install libraries or packages. Okay, so, okay, first one, this one. Okay, so because it's not comes with the like when you create a template based project. Okay, so we have to install some packages or libraries, Redux libraries basically, so then only we can use the Redux. Okay, then we have to create the store. Okay, like in context API we have created the container context, similarly we have to create the store here. Okay, then third one, this create store. Okay, internally use the reducer. Okay, so I will come to one by one. So create store, whatever the store we have created, that uses the reducer. Okay, reducer function, basically it uses the reducer function to update the states. Okay, whatever the data we stored in the this store. Okay, with the help of reducer function we can update that one, or like we can access that one. So for that one we have to create one reducer function. Okay, then we have to create a like a actions class, because this reducer accept the two parameter, one is initial state and second one is the like action. So we will create some actions. Okay, then fifth one is, once we are done with this store reducer function action, then we have to use this one in like a actual component. Okay, so we will create a one component to demonstrate that one. Okay, then the sixth one is, once the component is ready, what we have to do, we have to use the connect method. Okay, so basically by using the connect, okay, you will be able to access the all the methods of this reducer, as well as you can access the all the variable or the whatever the property we store into that stores. Okay, that can be accessible to that component using this connect method. I will show you when I will start the practical. Okay, so but basically these are the steps we have to follow when we want to use the Redux. Okay, so basically there are like a 6 steps only. The first one is like we have to install some libraries, so that is like a one time job. Okay, then we have to create a store, okay, by using some inbuilt method from the Reacts. Okay, so that is also the like a easy step. Okay, so while creating the store, we have to give the as a one parameter like reducer. So we have to create the one reducer. Then this as a reducer, if you are aware, like in previous lecture I showed you use reducer hook, right? So this reducer is nothing but the like a state management hook. Okay, so this when we use the use reducer, okay, so that time we have demonstrated on you the function called as reducer. Okay, so this reducer function accept the two parameter, one is like initial state and the second one is action. Based on the action, like we have to perform some or updation on the state. Okay, so for that action we have to create this action. Okay, so this is that action we will create. Then we will create one actual component where we will use this store and like reducer and action, and to use that one we have to connect that component with this store. Okay, so this is like a high level steps we have to follow. Okay, now let's say how we are going to do. Okay, now let's say what I want to do. Actually I want to let's say what I want, I will create one component. Okay, let's say what I want, I will create one component on this UI. Okay, there will be like a conditional login. Let's say basically the it's related to logged in user. Let's say if the user is logged in, okay, here I want to display, let's say welcome, and the name of the user, let's say Vijay. Okay, this is the logged in user. Okay, and here I will show the button, let's say logout. This is like a for logged in user. Let's say if user is, let's say user is not logged in. Okay, so this is like a guest user, so I will display like welcome, please log in. So this is like a, and here I will show give the button login, like this is for the guest. Okay, so what I want, I will create a same component. This is nothing but the only one component I want to display inside the one component only. Okay, this is like a one component where like a, this is like a conditional. Okay, if user is logged in, okay, this is like a conditional. If it is user is logged in, I will show the welcome, that username, and then logout button. If it is not a user is not logged in, I will show the welcome, please log in, and there will be button. Okay, so what I want, so I will whenever the user is let's say click on the login, what I want ki it stores this username into the let's say I will create one store. Let's say this is a store, this is nothing store, nothing but the state. Okay, this is slash store, or just for the understand, just consider this is the store. Okay, this is store, nothing but the state. Okay, let's say in this state I will have the one authorization object. Okay, which will have the username, and let's say is logged in. So this is like a one store which I have the like a auth related detail, username, and is logged in. Okay, so when I will display this page, I will check, okay, from the store. Okay, if username is like a like is logged in is equal to true. Okay, if logged in is equal to true, then I will display welcome, and whatever the username is like here I will display that one. Okay, and I will show the logout. Let's say if is logged in is equal to false. Okay, if is logged in is equal to false, then I will show welcome, please like login. Okay, so this is like a state value I will use here. Okay, so when I will click on the login, let's say I want to generate the one action. Okay, what I want, basically I want to call the function. Okay, so when I click on login, what I want, so it will create one like a type is equal to login. Okay, and update this username as a Vijay, and is logged in is equal to true. When I click on login, it should update the a username to Vijay and is logged in is equal to true. Okay, so now as I told you, when I will click on the login, okay, so in the backend I am going to use the reducer. Okay, so if you are aware, there will be a dispatch method. Okay, we have to call the dispatch method internally. Whatever the parameter we use to dispatch method, will call the reducer function, right? When we call the dispatch method will internally call the our reducer function. Okay, and reducer function, inside that reducer function we will write some logic, okay, to update this whatever the store we have created. It will update that one by using that reducer function. Okay, hope so guys you are getting my point, what I am going to do. Okay, what we are going to do, we have to follow these steps. Okay, install the libraries, then we have to create the store, we have to create the reducer function, action, component, connect. Okay, now let's say okay, so here you can say for this one, okay, what are the steps I have to follow. Okay, now as I told you, I want this functionality. Now what I am do, as I told you, we have to follow some process. Okay, so what I am going to do, so let's say I have to follow all 5 steps now. Okay, so let's follow one by one. Okay, so what I have to do, basically I have to follow the 5 steps. So let's say I have installed these libraries. Okay, first what I will do, I will create, let's say I have to create the first store. First step is a create store. I will explain this live practical, okay, but let's understand through the theory. First I will create the store. Okay, so what I want to do, I will create a store. So there is a one method configure store. Okay, configure store. Okay, this is the a method. Here we have to provide the reducer. Okay, so what I am going to do, I will provide the let's say root reducer. I will provide the name as a root reducer. Okay, and this is method completion. So in this way, let's say I will give the name as a constant store. Let's say I have given the name constant store is equal to configure store, and inside that one I have to pass the reducer. Okay, now why we need the reducer? Okay, because reducer is the a function which helps to update the status. Basically by using that reducer function we will update the detail in the store. Okay, now let's say I have created this store. This is currently blank store. Now second step, what is second step? We have to create a reducer. Okay, so basically I have to create a function. Okay, let's say constant, I will create a function, let's say root reducer. Okay, now as you know, these functions take the two parameters. One is initial state and the second one is called as a action. This is a reducer function. Okay, now let's say based on action I will perform some activities. As I mentioned, there are two action I am going to create. One is login action and second one is the logout action. Okay, so let's say I will apply some a switch case here. let's say action dot type. Okay, then here I will like login. If it is like a login, then I will update the then I will return like a states kind of thing, whatever the detail I have in the state as it is. Only what I want to update auth related detail auth dot username equal to like Vijay and is logged in is equal to true, is equal to true. So this is the one detail I want to update and this will I return. Okay, similarly for logout. Okay, similarly if case is the like let's say logout, if it is a logout then return, I will return the state as it is. Okay, and I will update username is equal to what you got null and is logged in is equal to false. So this is the like our reducer function I have created. Okay, perfect. Hope till this time it is clear. And now this reducer we have already registered with the configure store. Okay, now as I mentioned here we have the two actions. Okay, so what I will create the action step 3. What we have to create action nothing but the simple function. Okay, so what I will do constant let's say login takes the one parameter, let's say username. Okay, and this will what it will do, it will update the states. Okay, so basically here it will return the like a type is equal to login and second one let's say payload is equal to let's say payload is returning let's say key is logged in and username. Okay, let's say is logged in is equal to true and username is equal to let's say Vijay. This is for login. Okay, now let's say I will create another action that is constant logout. Here I am not giving any parameter. Logout is nothing but what it will return in type is equal to logout and payload is equal to username logged in is equal to false and username is equal to null. Perfect. Okay, so this action will be doing. Okay, now action are created. So this simply action we have to call from our component, whatever the component we will create. Here we will call the method is logged in true or something. When it is come to this reducer function, then reducer will like check if the switch action is equal to let's say key if action dot type is equal to login, then it will return the previous state as it is and update this username and is logged in. Whatever the payload we are sending, by using that one it will update this detail in the states, and that state according to that one it will display on the component sides. Okay, now let's see this by the practical. Okay, even if you didn't get some of the portion of this Redux, okay, I know it's for first time, it is like a little bit tough to understand, But don't worry, when we will complete this practical by the end of this video, you will be in a comfortable position to use this Redux in your application. So now let's see the practical. You are new to channel, okay, please do subscribe, like and share the video, and do not forget to click on the notification bell icon so that whenever the new upload or new tutorial series has started, you will get the notification. So please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.